Thomas Edison died in 1931. He was 84 years old. And when he died, the president of the United States, Herbert Hoover, decided that Edison was such a big deal that the whole country, the entire United States, needed a moment of mourning. So Hoover is talking this over with his aides. What should we do to honor Edison? And somebody says, what if the whole country turns off the electricity for 1 minute to honor Thomas Edison, the man who brought electricity to the masses? And you're laughing for what I think is an obvious reason, right?
Because if you think about it, who needs electricity all the time, right? Everyone.
Everybody. Yeah.
Fire departments, hospitals, sanitation systems, they all need it every minute. They need this thing that Edison helped create, electric power.
This thing that nobody had, a few decades before this, crucially, right? This itself is testament to Edison, right? This fact that if you turn off this new thing, electricity, for 1 minute, literally people will die. And Hoover actually puts out this official statement right after Edison dies, where he walks through this thought process that he and his aides have gone through. He writes, quote, "This demonstration of the dependence of the country upon electrical current for its life and health is in itself a monument to Mr. Edison's genius."
In other words, we need him so much that if the electricity goes away for just a minute, people will die.
Yes. And so Hoover decides, okay, we're not going to make everybody turn off the power. We're not going to cut the power. We'll do this more modest thing where it's like, if you want to, turn off the lights for 1 minute at 10 p.m. And a lot of the country does it.
So I can imagine the nation sitting in the dark for 60 seconds, just waiting to turn the lights back on. And, you're thinking about how far the country, the United States of America, has come in Edison's lifetime. You can hear a fridge whirring in the background. Did not exist when Edison was born. Maybe the radio's playing softly. That wasn't around. And when the light comes back on, people could see cars in the streets, planes in the sky that didn't exist 50 years earlier. You could see the Empire State Building and the Chrysler Building.
Yeah, both brand new at the time, as were skyscrapers in general, because you couldn't build a skyscraper if you didn't have electricity because nobody's going to walk, 100 stories up, right? Buildings were like 10 stories tall max before electric grids.
When we look back, Edison's life was probably this moment in U.S. history where the most progress was made between the time he was born and the time he died. Technological progress. And if you look in such a compressed period of time, it is unimaginable how much life changed for people.
Yes, and these were the people living at this point, right? If you were 80 years old, but even if you were 60 years old, your life was entirely different by 1930 than it had been when you were a small child. And, to be clear, Edison wasn't the cause of all of that. He didn't have anything to do with cars and planes. He didn't really invent the light bulb, in fact, though people thought he did. And there was this myth of Edison that was part of the story. But I think Edison really did do as much as anybody. He certainly did an incredible amount to use technology and business to bring about this incredible change in daily life for hundreds of millions of people.